Oh yeah, big tail spider. Heck no. See, I ain't never seen a spider that big. Today I am at Fort Macon State Park here in Moorhead, North Carolina, down here near Atlantic Beach. Now, as you just seen, Fort Macon has a ton of history, mostly surrounded by war. It was seized by the Confederate Army, and then the Union Army took over, and then sometime after that, the United States took it back up. The military took it back over, and after that becomes a state park. And then again, World War II happened, and they used this area for protection of some of the inlets and waterways or whatnot. But so we'll go down some of these trails. The Elliott Cruise Trail says about 3 miles, about a 3.2 mile loop. And then I'm gonna go over here where some of the artillery that was used and things like that. Don't know how much of it is original, but I feel like the setup is original. Don't know about the artillery, but double check what I said. I briefly read over it just to have some type of knowledge of what happened here. Again, Union Army was in control at one point. The Confederate Army was in control at one point. United States military in control at one point. So then becomes a state park. Then again, military uses it again for World War II when that occurred. So it's a lot of history back and forth. Whole park surrounded by a whole bunch of war. So I just want to explore that. This is one of the areas in conjunction with New Bern Battlefield that I went to that I wanted to see. So both of these kind of actually go hand in hand, because that's involved with what we've seen before. New Bern Battlefield and Fort Macon is kind of a part of one another, doing the whole Civil War, all that type of stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, so according to this sign, this fort was used to guard the entrance to Beaufort Harbor. Was built between 1826 and 1834 as a series of seacoast fortifications for national defense. So yeah, it was a national defense part. For the most part, that's what this fort has been used for. And again, if you want to pause and read that there, and some more information here, give you all the different history. And this is how the fort, the aerial view of the fort looked. When I was coming up on it, it kind of still looked like that, but we're going to see the whole thing. We're going to go up there, look down at the water, which is a great view of the water. So that's why this fort was used, to protect that, because you can see pretty much everything, which we're going to see that once I go up there. So I'm approaching the fort. So fort was closer to me, closer than the trail. I want to go on the Elliott Cruise Trail, but first I want to go ahead and get the fort. I'm approaching that now, so I'm going to get some footage of that. Try to stay out of the sun, because the sun is kind of blinding the camera. Yeah, let's look at it. £30 parrot rifle. God dog. This is the parrot rifle. I was shooting this big old thing here. Coming out of there. I don't know what this is over here, but again, it's great because it tells you what everything is, so you don't really have to wonder. So I just go over here and briefly read the signs. A ton of information to read. I wonder what this thing here is. Probably some type of thing they can pop their head out of. Cistern? Putting the stored water for one of Fort Macon's officer quarters was stood here. So there was a building that was here for the officer quarters, and this held the water, like a water tank. Moisture and rain shed from the roof of the quarters through pipes into the cistern, where it could be retrieved with buckets or a hand pump. So they use rainwater. Very intuitive. This was here. Well, that's what this is. Not in use anymore, obviously. Just filled in with sand and stuff now. So we are where the officer quarters stood. So this is the exact place where the officer quarters stood, and it shows you the map out how it looked and everything right here. Servants room, kitchen, breezeway, kitchen, bedroom for married officer and family, dining room, parlor, bedroom for unmarried officers. So, that was strict in that. Married officer, unmarried officer, had to be separate. Side view of the quarters. Decent size on the whole one. Looking northeast from Fort Macon in the 1920s. So, here's the little water tank right here that we just seen. Had cattle. It looks a lot different. Like, look at it now. Wow, and that thing still looks the exact same. Fort Macon 1920s and 1930s. Again, this thing's been around for a while and changed hands multiple times. But mostly, again, surrounded by war is what it was used for. During war times, Civil War, World War II, barracks area. So again, it was used by the Union Army, the Confederate Army, and during World War II. Yeah, it looked like a little city and everything. Fort still standing. And I have no doubt hope not, if war was taking place on our land again, I have no doubt they would probably use this fort probably again. I don't know how useful it is, but I'm pretty sure they can use it. Well, not, it's dark and let me get money. Like I said, I have no doubt that they would use this again. Why not, right? It's already kind of set up. If not halfway set up, at least they can always return this thing back to where it needs to be. Because to protect the waterways. Let's go look at some more of this. Let's go look at some more of this history. Old Bank Lighthouse. The Coast Guard Station. And World War II defenses. We're making goals for war again, 1941 and 44. Then that was after they already changed it over to a state park. Right, see, look. When the United States entered World War II in December 1941, U.S. Coast Artillery troops occupied Fort Macon State Park for defense of strategic points in the Beaufort Inlet Cape Lookout area. So when they changed it back, when the Union Army had it, Confederate Army had it, they took it, made it a state park. Then World War II happened, and then they came back and took it over again. So that's why I said, if war happened on our lands again, they probably would do the same thing again. Because that's what it protects our land. It's easy to look out on the water again. I'm going to keep going up there. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, but let's keep going. Guess they want to come see the park today too. Some more history, guys. I'm gonna go up top so y'all can see how I look when you're looking down. Weaponry everywhere. After you see that, there's spots for weaponry all over the place. Things right here. All over the spot for those. So they probably had all over the place. In the grounds of Fort Macon. A lot of heavy artillery out at once. Gotta do what you gotta do, protect yours. Watch your step. Step down there, you fall. Ain't gonna lie, it's kinda dark. I don't know where I'm going now. Yeah, let's see how this looks. So look. And yes, that is a beach. So they have a Fort Macon. They have a beach. That's a trail. Elliott Cruise Trail. And it's another trail. It's like 0.3 miles. But I might walk the Elliott Cruise Trail. It's about 3.2 miles. Go down here. Stop here and get a good shot. I'm gonna stop here and see if I can get a good thumbnail. Some more. You're the best one. They got these videos. I got a good thumbnail. Maybe somebody halfway into it, right? Look at the guns right there off the water. I am gonna go inside the fort too. I'm gonna go inside that fort. I am going there right now. I'm just walking the outside grounds of the fort. I'm gonna go inside of it too. See the doorway there? I'm gonna walk around a little bit. I'm gonna go inside the fort. See how that look. Step in here. Up here, I mean. Going in. Got a bunch of entryways and stuff, like private doors and stuff. What the? Oh, they got a whole courtyard. Welcome to Fort Macon. You are here. You let me. So we need a bridge. Construction of Fort Macon. 3. I guess this is where I can go to find out more information about all this stuff. That's everything you can look at here. Ranger office, exhibits. What the? So they also have prisons for soldiers. And as soon as this is one of them. It's kind of creepy, I ain't gonna lie. The bars. What the hell is this? Fort Bake Oven. Wow. So it's the oven they use for the bakery. Yeah, so they make all the bakery and whatnot, the bread and daily bread ration. The bread is in an article of bread is unfit to be eaten, as the medical officer of the post I earnestly recommend that no more of it be issued. What happened with the bread? See the chamber. Park visitor inspecting Fort Macon's original bake oven in 1941, and that's when the World War II, when they took over for World War II. So I'm guessing they used it again. That's the original oven when it was built in that early 1920s. Fathers to illustrate how important the bread ration was to soldiers. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. This would be soon. These would be some. Well, it's not quarters, but like how they kept warm. That's where they slept. Sleeping quarters. They all look the same. believe a lot of this original architecture. What, a platform, a perform or something? I don't know what that is. Somebody watching this can give me some more insight of this, please do. No, like beds. Maybe they were beds. I feel like that were used recently. So I like one. They ain't lit in here. What's that? There's some more back room business. Let's go out here in the courtyard. See what they got in the courtyard out here. Got a little door. Huh. You got these little balls. One that was shot out the artillery out there. Courtyard. They had these things everywhere. They had artillery ready to go every single area you could think of. They had those ready to shoot off rounds at any moment. At all times. Benches. So this stuff is pretty cool. Putting aside your personal beliefs and everything, and just come see history. I mean, nobody's a fool. You know. So, get away from the obvious stuff that possibly is going on there. Oh, that's the thing, the little exhaust where it went out, I think. But yeah. All part of the Civil War and World War II. There's a mess hall. Soldiers' daily ration. That's what they eat. Yep, mess hall. Bread. That bread was very important. Pork or bacon, 3/4 pound of fresh salt beef, 1 pound for 4 ounces. They had legit rations. You can't get no more than that. Well, I'm sure you were disciplined. Kitchen and mess room. For nutrition, for the most part, the Army did not provide ample rations for its soldiers, but the most basic nature: meat, bread, starchy items such as dried beans. When you're at war, you gotta do what you gotta do. There's no way you're gonna be trying to eat healthy and all that type of stuff. You gotta do what you gotta do. So make sure they eat. It's the goal. Make sure they eat and they're ready to go. Kept the food. So they kept the food. Let's say push the program. Look at me.
Throughout much of Fort Macon's history, this room has been used as a commissary of subsistence storeroom. In this room, supplies of food for the soldiers of the fort's garrison would have been stored. Today, the room has been restored to how it must have appeared in 1863 during occupation by Union forces and the war between the states. The Army's Subsistence Department purchased subsistence supplies and distributed them to the various field armies and military posts such as Fort Macon. Most of Fort Macon's food supplies were delivered by steamer from New York and Baltimore. Whether in field or a military camp or post such as at Fort Macon, the Army provided enlisted soldiers with a prescribed daily allowance or ration of food, which would be requisitioned and issued from the commissary. During the war, the soldiers' daily ration consisted of 3/4 of a pound of salt pork or 1 1/4 pounds of salt or fresh beef, along with 22 ounces of bread or flour or a pound of hard bread crackers known as hardtack. Other components of the daily ration included coffee, salt, sugar, vinegar, pepper, candles, and soap, all of which were carefully weighed out. Vegetables included dried compressed vegetables and potatoes.
I'll let you hear a little bit of that. It's a button that you can press a program and it reads off a goes over the history of what happened in that particular area, that room. That was the ration room, the food room. They talk about that. These are siege mortars, model 1861 10-inch. Weight of the barrel, nose, weight of the gun, cartridge, gunpowder charge, weight of exploding shell, bursting shell, range 2,100 yards, 2,100 yards, 1.2 mile range. Good gracious. Who was taking you out? I don't know if these are original part of it. Construction of Fort Macon, whatever. You go in here? No, you can't. You can't go in. It's gonna be being hard here. I guess you gotta opt for the tour. Here you gotta opt for the tour. That is construction of Fort Macon. So I guess you gotta opt for the tour, and they take you in these places where the window's open, so you can look in there. Oh Lord, that scared the mess out of me. Enlistment men's quarters. This looks serious, man. I got dummies in there, y'all. That's wild. What's this here? Commandant's quarters. There's anything to see in here? Man, they got these dummies in here messing me up. Look at that man standing over there. Got paperwork on the table. They did their business. Armament and weapons. Pretty much artillery and weapons. What's this? Fort Macon Siege. This is the weapons they used. Again, I can't go in there. Doors are locked, so I'm sure you have to opt for a tour. And once you opt for a tour, they probably take you in all these rooms. I may come back for the tour. I don't know. I'll bring my daughter for it. The Civil War at Fort Macon again. Civil War. It's probably one of the first things this fort was built for during the Civil War. Yeah, in World War II, they just used it. The Union siege of Fort Macon. See, the Union Army. Okay, so I went to the Battle of New Bern battlefield, right? They took that over, and I think they took Fort Macon. The Union Army I'm talking about, from the Confederate Army. So they took Fort Macon as well. This is the siege of Fort Macon, the Union siege of Fort Macon, the Civil War in North Carolina, which is what this fort was originally built for. I think it was built by the Confederate Army, but was taken over by the Union Army. The United States military used it when World War II happened. 19th century soldier life. That's about what they were doing and how they went about their business, stuff like that. Hot surface furnace. So it's a furnace used with cannonballs, and that's what I think those cannonballs are for this furnace here. Let's see what this got to say.
This structure is a hotshot furnace built on the original foundation of a similar furnace in Fort Macon, built in 1836. Hotshot furnaces provided a unique defense for forts such as Fort Macon against the attacks of enemy warships. Prior to the Civil War, warships were made entirely of wood, without armor plating to protect them from gunfire. Taking advantage of this fact, hotshot furnaces were used to heat non-explosive cannonballs red hot, so that they could be fired into the wooden ships to catch them on fire. To operate the furnace, a fire was kindled in the firebox at the front or low end of the furnace, using hardwood or coal for fuel. Stacks of cold cannonballs were placed on the racks inside the furnace from the opening at the high end.
So you got a little information there about this hotshot furnace. Now, I'm gonna go up these stairs. They're very steep, by the way. I'm gonna take my kids up the steps. Actually, we're gonna hold them or something. Kind of steep. Imagine having to run up them steps. Stuff kicking off. Cooked. So, my camera died, so I'm on my iPhone now. But yeah, same with that. Think about switching trades to your iPhone, you can switch that too. But let me see, I gotta switch it around. I just want to let y'all know that I switched to my phone. You might not be able to tell the difference because the way I do the settings on my iPhone, I can make it kind of shoot close to a 4K camera. But anyway, this is how we'll continue. Get the welcome sign to Fort Macon. So I came in another direction. Well, it's the same thing we had in the inside a little area, but this is how it enters. Again, if you don't have any interest of coming here, the fort closes at 5:30. Daily tours 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Well, 11 a.m., 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Small arms demonstrations Wednesday 10:30, Saturday and Sunday 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Meet inside the fort. Like I said, I may come back for a tour. Depends how long I'm here. I might stay for the 11 o'clock tour. I don't know if I'm staying for another hour. This is them entering the fort here. Getting down on the grounds. Just step. Let me just go down and in there. See what's in there without being scared. It's too dark, but I can't see that, dude. Again, this is Eastern North Carolina, so it's all kind of stuff in here. What is this? I don't know what it is. Oh, look at big tail spider. Heck no. Heck no. See that? I ain't never seen a spider that big. So, it's a workout. If I'm going on the trail, I think I'm going on that trail. It's a workout by itself. Oh. Model 1841 Navy 32 pounder. These things are huge, man. Take 5 men to work this thing. Hope y'all enjoyed that fort. I said, I don't know if I'm going on that long trail today. It's only 10 o'clock. I might go on the long trail. I gotta wait anyway because I gotta take my wife some lunch. So I might extend my stay.